Hello and welcome to Ede300 Educational Psychology Spring Semester 2018. My name is Paul Deschon and I will be your lecturer for this semester. I want to take some time to walk you through the Blackboard shell and walk you through the syllabus to get you a feel for the course as we start our semester here shortly. If you would, go to the Blackboard course. I'm not able to do the screencast, or I'm not doing that, so you'll just have to follow through my narration. As well as the syllabus. So if you want to pull up the syllabus or look through that, everyone was signed up as of last week. I emailed the syllabus directly to you to get you a jump. We only have 7 weeks in the spring semester, and my philosophy here is that, or the concept is, you signed up to take Ede300, so I need you to make sure, I need to provide you the full educational experience of Ede300. I know it's a required course for many of you. So what I've done to try to make it as manageable as possible is I've removed a number of assignments. However, all the reading, all the materials, and all the essence of all the assignments are still there. So there's a lot of work in this spring semester, and I don't want to discourage you. I'm very excited you're taking the course. I'm excited to be teaching it, but I want you to be aware of the workload that is going to happen in this compressed time frame, and I want you to be aware of the drop and add deadlines and whatnot. So it moves pretty fast. This course is relatively demanding, and I want you to be able to get out of it what you want, right? So this is an educational theory course. This is one of the driving forces is I want to set up so you can take away from this the experience that you want. There's obviously requirements. There's required reading, there's required activities. I'm required to assess certain things, right? Certain proficiencies, but for example, you can kind of breeze through the chapters, look for key ideas, make some highlights, comment on the discussion, and move on. Or you can read the chapter thoroughly, right? Look at the discussion, look at the response questions at the end, do some highlighting, take some notes. It's up to you as to how in-depth your learning is. You're driving your learning, right? This is an online course. And ultimately, even an in-person course. You're the one who's going to decide how much you take away from this course. And there are excellent textbooks. I've got nothing but great reviews on these texts. And the learning experience is really well designed to spiral and increase your knowledge and command of the material. So I am really excited about the way the course is laid out. Excited about the material. I'm not really excited about the pace. But that's probably as much discouraging as I should do in the intro video. All right, so looking at the syllabus, the course has 4 objectives. The first 3 objectives are about understanding these 3 areas. There's a unit for each of those areas. There's a text for each of those areas. So understanding research from the neurobehavioral cognitive sciences. This is the Sousa text, How the Brain Learns. It's a great text, a lot of great things in there. We're going to end up skipping a chapter. I would recommend you read it, though. It's a great chapter. So if this is interesting to you, like I said, the only challenge will be your time. The handbook for classroom instruction that works is aligned with Unit 2 and Objective 2. And then the last 2 work together in Unit 3, Understanding Assessment Concepts. Number 4 is about applying, right, and designing the instruction, and that's going to come through the assignments. So if I turn the page here to page 2, the tentative course schedule, and also if you look at course reading, right? So on Blackboard, course information simply has the syllabus and the welcome video, most likely where I'll post it. Course reading. Course reading here is a repeat of the syllabus. So this is a screenshot of the syllabus for Unit 1 and Unit 2. Unit 3, the readings are a little different, or a little more, there's more supplemental readings. So for example, so do pay attention to this page on Blackboard. So Unit 3 reading number 1, that is due June 3rd according to the syllabus. In addition to the text chapter 1, read the workbook, these pages. Reading number 2 and reading number 3 especially adds in there's a lot in that folder. If you notice, that's a folder. There's a lot of resources in there. So please take the time to read those to, again, enhance your experience. If I look through the tentative course schedule, give you a basic overview. Basically, each week, I'm going to say week, but it's 3 days, right? So each week there's, and this is exactly how the fall and winter semester are laid out. Each week there's a reading, 1 to 2 chapters, sometimes 3, sometimes a couple of chapters and some web pages. So each week there's that reading. You read that on your own. Again, you do the best. Take your notes. That's where your learning is going to occur, is reading. You can take as much time as you want on that. And then for each reading, there's a discussion. There's 10 reading assignments throughout the semester. There's 10 discussions. And in brief, the discussions last 3 days. Because there's, I think, less than 10 of you, you'll all be in one discussion. In fall, winter, when there was 30 people, it would be better to break it up into 3 different discussions. So there's 10 of you in the discussion. The assignment is, you should read the way the assignment is worded, but basically pick something that really stood out to you from the chapter or a key concept, talk about it. And I need a paragraph. I need something intelligent and professional about this concept and how and reflect on it. How it reminded you of when you were in school, or the grade you want to teach, how you could see yourself teaching this concept, or your aha moments. I mean, it requires reflection, right? Do not just summarize, this concept means this, and write the definition. I need it to be insightful. That's on day 1. All 10 of you, or how many you are, need to comment on day 1 of the discussion to post that comment. And you need a different topic. First come, first serve. So if somebody picks rote memorization, you can't pick that one. Someone else needs it. You need to pick a different topic. There's over 30 topics in each of the readings. Shouldn't be any trouble. So I'm going to say, for example, the first reading, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this first week to read chapter 1 and 2. It's up till Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Then boom, Friday at 12:01 a.m. the discussion opens. You'll have 24 hours there on that Friday, before Friday at midnight, before Friday at 11:59. Everyone needs to post their first comment, or first start a thread. That's what they call it, right? Then over those next 2 days, I need 2 comments from you. It can be 1 each day. It can be 2 in one day, 2 in the other. It's the summer or it's the spring, so you have some flexibility. But I need an intelligent comment, not "I agree," not "That's a good point, Jill." Like you need to take their comment and say, "That's great. What it reminds me of is this. Let me connect. I see how you connected it. This is how I connect it. It also reminds me of what I posted on yesterday." It needs, again, to be like 2 people would have an intelligent discussion, or 10 people would have an intelligent discussion in the classroom. That's the idea. It's an online discussion. I know these are tedious, but and that's how they'll be graded. At the end of the 3-day period, I'll see if you posted 1 on the first day and that it's of quality. I'll see if you posted 2 more on the other 2 days and that they are of quality, and then you get 10 points, and we'll rock on. And that is 10 times 10 is 100. That's a third of your grade. That said, right, so if you blow 3 discussions, that's also a whole letter grade, right? So make sure you're on top of that. That's kind of the meat and potatoes of the class, right? That's nuts and bolts. And so that's the flow. That's how the discussions work. So the reading is due, so again, randomly pick Thursday, May 24th. By Thursday, May 24th, you would have the previous 3 days to read chapters 6 through 8. And then on Thursday, May 4th, that is when that next discussion kicks off, right? I'm sorry, that's when that next discussion is due. So you'll see the dates staggered. All right, I got to move on here. A 15-minute limit here on YouTube. All right, so that's what course reading looks like. That's the overall course schedule. I mentioned the discussion boards. And the other 2 things here to point out: the personal introduction. That's a separate assignment. That's relevant. We're building a classroom community the best we can. We're not going to be ever together physically. So answer the questions there. Answer all the questions about your background that I asked. Share. Try to have fun with this, right? Let's not try to have fun with this while you're reading those first 2 chapters in these 3 days. And you absolutely have to have a picture for full credit. And if you can post a video, you get extra credit. So, and it's big extra credit, so it's worthwhile. Call EdTech or email EdTech if you have to. There's instructions there on how to post a video of yourself. Obviously, I know how to do it, but it's easy to go through YouTube. If you don't have YouTube, there's other ways to do it. I really want to get a personality, and I think everyone wants to get a personality when you do these online discussions. So that's my preference. The other thing in the discussion is the Unit 1 scripts to share. We'll talk about that in assignments, but basically everyone comes up with a lesson, multiple lessons on how to teach their target audience these concepts from chapter 1, or from unit 1. Everyone's going to post them in the discussion section, and then at the end of the course, when you reflect, you're able to pick and choose and look at other people's scripts. At the end of the course, I'd recommend you download all of the scripts into one folder and say save for student teaching or save for my teaching job. And when you're teaching, come back to these. That way you don't have to create all these yourself, right? This is kind of a PLC lesson planning, except there's the actual lessons with the materials and with the words. All right, so that does bring us to assignments. So again, I got to keep the pace up here. Assignments, page 3. Clearly you see the grading. I talked about the course structure, how it's chunked out. You see what the points are worth. Talked to you about the spring semester pacing. Actually, let's just skip to page 4 of the syllabus. All right, so assignments. So discussion, I really talked about discussion in depth. If you'll find the details in the rubric piece of the discussion, also here in Blackboard under assignments. Just tells you how many points this and that is worth. I'm a big fan of rubrics. You'll find in the assessment unit 3 that rubrics are important or they're valuable for everyone. But there's no gotcha here, right? I'm not weeding out people from the ed program. This isn't 7th grade where I'm trying to teach you responsibility and try to hassle you, right? This is your learning. You're in college because you want to be. You're taking this class because you either want to take this class or it's a means to an end for you. So, you're monitoring your learning goals. I'm your coach. I'm your supporter. I've designed all these learning experiences for you. I've the texts and all this. Put all this together. So I'm on your side. So if you need something, email me. If you have questions, email me. There's not a lot of room for extensions, but I'd much rather give you another day than have you turn in garbage and then get a bad grade and not have learned anything, right? If 2 more days mean you learned something because you took time to do the assignment better, that's what I'm in it for, right? I'm in this to teach, not to hassle people about points and grades and deadlines. But we don't have a lot of time, and this work's going to pile up. So I really want you to use that, or I would reserve that for emergencies, right? There are no extensions for discussion. If you don't post on the first day for the discussion, it wrecks it for everyone else. They can't comment. So you're going to get a 0 out of 6. I think it's 6 points for that first day. All right. But again, that's my goal here, is to support you through this class, to get you through this class. If you have questions, in any way I can help. So the rubrics for these assignments are posted. Follow them. I've taken a lot of time to figure out what a successful script assignment looks like, what a successful classroom observation report looks like. So this is the how-to guide, right? This is the Cliff Notes. This is the secret. If you want all the points, do all these things, you'll get all the points. That's what makes a meaningful assignment, and in my view. So I've told you what I need. So I just go through and check those things off. I'm not going to have time to go through the script assignment or all these assignments in details. Just let me focus on this. The classroom observation report. Let me flag this for you. So the week there in May 31st, there's no reading due the 3 days, leading up to May 31st. Those days are reserved so you can get into a classroom. And so you can start setting this up now. I don't want you to get in there until we've done most of the reading for that unit. If you're going into a classroom, you pick whatever classroom you want, elementary, middle, high school. I know you're mostly elementary folks. And you're in there to observe that teacher using these concepts, the effective teaching and learning strategies. And you're going to write a paper on what you see. You need to be in there for 2 hours during instruction. Think about your old school you went to. Think about who you know. Maybe you have a dozen contacts. But you want to start planning this now because you have a very narrow window, especially because it's spring. And it's the end of the year for teachers and school kids anyway. So make sure that you plan it out now. Like, start now. Go ahead and line somebody up. That's going to be the biggest hiccup, is the scheduling of that. Again, I'm nearing the end of my time. This is my welcome to you. I'm excited to have you in class. Email me if you have any questions. We'll work it out, do the best I can to work you through this class so you have a positive experience and you meet all your learning goals. If anything I can do to help, please reach out. Thanks.